Hey, what's crappening? I don't know if you saw it, but last week we covered the Annelise Camp story and the crazy questions that it raises. When is somebody truly dead in the information age? Who do we assign resources to? And who do we write off as unsavable? I don't see any updates to her condition as I record this on 6/22, but I'll leave a link in the release notes if you want to check it out. We also asked whether or not AI would eventually start answering these questions the way the robot did in the movie I, Robot. You remember the scene. A semi-truck hits two cars on a bridge and sends them into the deep, dark water. One of the cars contains Will Smith's character, Detective Del Spooner. Inside the second car is a 12-year-old girl named Sarah who also survives the initial impact. Apparently, a robot happened to be passing by and jumped into the water to help, and calculated that Detective Spooner had a 45% chance of surviving the incident, while Sarah only stood about an 11% chance. So the robot makes the logical choice. And that's the basis for Spooner's survivor's guilt and his overall hatred for AI and robots in general throughout the movie. As he put it,
"That was somebody's baby. 11% is more than enough. A human being would have known that. Robots, nothing here, just lights and clockwork. Go ahead and you trust them if you want to."
Now, I, Robot came out in 2004, if you can believe it, and the story was set in 2035. Now it's 2026, and life-saving robots aren't so science fiction. Thanks for stopping by NPC Overrider, where we challenge mainstream source code to develop independent thought, one user story at a time. Grab a drink, and let's check out the latest programming. Block 1, Medical AI Today. Now, I used to think working at the drive-thru at Baskin-Robbins was stressful. Try making life or death calls in an emergency room, exhausted, staring at conflicting charts, vitals, and scans, all while lives hang in the balance. But AI is stepping in these days to relieve that pressure. In emergency rooms, AI analyzes real-time vitals and injury data to predict internal bleeding, who needs the operating room first, and who can wait. Tools like TriageGO are already integrated into the triage process. It analyzes vital signs, patient history, and other data in seconds to help nurses determine risk levels and prioritize care. Kate AI, designed by nurses for nurses, analyzes the full patient record in real time. It flags high-risk conditions like sepsis, heart attack, and stroke, then suggests how urgent their condition is. In intensive care units, AI watches dozens of data streams and can flag brewing sepsis, respiratory failure, or sudden decline hours before humans notice. Johns Hopkins system has cut sepsis mortality by about 20% by catching it up to 6 hours earlier. UC San Diego's Composer tool reduced sepsis deaths by 17% in emergency setting. In long-term care, AI tracks trends over days and weeks by spotting fall risks, medication issues, or slow decline. Vision-based systems in nursing homes saw a 70% chance in falls by alerting staff when patients leave their bed. There's even AI models that predict bed sores, which are a real pain in the ass, before they develop. These tools analyze electronic health records, mobility data, nutrition, and other factors to flag high-risk residents days or weeks in advance. I think few people would object to this type of monitoring, as long as humans have the final say. But will that always be the case? Block 2, what we can expect tomorrow. I think it's obvious where we're headed. As AI becomes more sophisticated, it won't just assist. It's going to start having more influence on decision-making. In future emergency rooms, you can expect real-time digital twins, which are virtual replicas of patients that simulate bleeding risks or surgical outcomes. In future intensive care units, digital twins could forecast how a patient will respond to ventilator changes, new meds, or sepsis treatment hours or days ahead. In future long-term care, AI could track slow declines, predict complications weeks out, and help to create more personalized plans, shifting care providers from a reactive to a more proactive role. Then come the heavier analytics that hit closer to home for people like Annelise Camp. AI tools could deliver precise numbers such as 22% chance of recovery or this support is only prolonging the inevitable. Some systems are even exploring psychological digital twins, which is an AI trained on your past values, medical history, social media, emails, and other personal data to determine what you might want if you become incapacitated. Just imagine if one of your loved ones was incapacitated and the hospital admins told you that based on your social media, you would not want to be kept alive on machines. Sounds crazy. Then, of course, there's the money angle. Insurance companies and tech firms could tie payments and contracts to how closely hospitals follow the algorithms. Drug companies have done something similar for decades. Of course, AI companies will likely insist that doctors make the final call to avoid liability, but money does have a way of twisting arms. All right, we're going to pause for a quick admin break. If you like what we're doing here, please do us a solid and set the like button to true, and consider joining the development team by hitting the subscribe button. Now, let's get into the final patch. Old Detective Spooner was half right. Most of us would attempt to save a 12-year-old girl girl over a grown man, even if the chances seemed slimmer. But he fails to see the good in what AI or robots can do. The truth is, humans have been dealing with ethical dilemmas long before AI hit the scene. Just consider a combat medic. Dozens of men are wailing in pain, desperate for help, but the medic can only choose 1 or 2 people to try and save and has to prioritize who's going to get care and who isn't. He only has 1 set of hands and limited supplies. Modern day hospitals feel pressure to free up ICU beds for incoming patients and have to, again, prioritize who gets care and who doesn't. There's even concerns about hospitals rushing to declare patients brain dead prematurely to harvest organs and possibly make a profit. AI is not inventing these problems. It's just amplifying the issues that we've lived with for years. But can we take advantage of the good that AI has to offer, all while maintaining the human drive to save people regardless of those cold calculations that AI might make? Or will it be the machine that eventually decides who lives? Well, that's going to do it for this version of NPC Overrider. I'm your lead engineer, Greg. But what do you think? Are you optimistic about AI in hospitals? Or do you think it's a slippery slope? Would you want an AI scraping your Facebook to determine whether or not you'd want to be kept alive on machines? Open up a ticket in the comments section and let's chat. But for now, we're going to log out and grab ourselves a beer. Thanks so much for stopping by. Have a good one.